In late summer of 1865, a series of photographs were taken at Fort C.F. Smith in what is now Arlington, Virginia, depicting life in the defenses of Washington. All of the photographs feature men of the 2nd New York Heavy Artillery, one of the more regular regiments to defend the fortifications in Arlington. Although the forts of Arlington are never attacked, the 2nd New York Heavy Artillery would see their share of fighting throughout the American Civil War. By the time these photographs were taken, the 2nd New York Heavy Artillery had witnessed some of the most intense fighting in the state of Virginia.
Hey everyone, John McNair here from Arlington County Department of Parks and Recreation, coming to you for the 158th anniversary of the Second Battle of Bull Run. Now, just before the Second Battle of Bull Run, on August 27, 1862, the 2nd New York Heavy Artillery would get their first taste of battle, not far from this location at what has become known as the Battle of Bull Run Bridge.
In the summer of 1862, the 2nd New York Heavy Artillery, along with other Arlington-based defenders of Washington, were assigned to the Reserve Corps of Union General John Pope's Army of Virginia. By August, the 2nd New York was called out to join Pope, who was then engaged with Confederate forces on the outskirts of northern Virginia. On August 26th, the 2nd New York made a full-day march on little food, arriving at Bull Run later that evening. Early the next morning, on August 27th, the 2nd New York would be called out of their campsites and ordered to move south towards Manassas Junction, where they believed that a Confederate cavalry raid had overtaken the important railroad depot. The expedition, which consisted of 600 men and 2 artillery pieces, was stopped to the north of the Weir Plantation, known as Liberia. The 2nd New York succeeded in driving off a small number of Confederate cavalry to the north of Liberia. However, as they advanced, they realized that what was happening at Manassas Junction was more than just a cavalry raid. Liberia marked the line of General Stonewall Jackson's left wing of the Confederate Army of Northern Virginia, in addition to several Confederate earth fortifications. As soon as the 2nd New York Heavy Artillery came into range, they quickly engaged the overwhelming Confederate force. Seeing that a battle could not be won here, the 2nd New York quickly turned and retreated back towards the Bull Run.
Now, after the 2nd New York Heavy Artillery pulled out of action, they retreated back to this point, the Stone Bridge over Bull Run. Once they reached the Stone Bridge, they continued to fall back towards Centerville and eventually to Fairfax Courthouse. Now, the brief action just north of Liberia, plus the long march it took to get there, began to take its toll on the 2nd New York at this point. As they continued to fall back, their line became more and more spread out, and they continued to be pursued by the Confederate cavalry. It would not be until they reached 1 mile of Fairfax Courthouse that the 2nd New York would be saved by the defending 14th Massachusetts Infantry, another one of the Arlington Fort regiments. Later in the war, the Stone Bridge would be destroyed, and a new bridge would be built on its location. Today, that bridge is located within the Manassas National Battlefield Park and can still be walked across to this day.
21-year-old Private Orlando Bliss would not make it to Fairfax Courthouse with his comrades. He and dozens of other members of the 2nd New York Heavy Artillery would be captured during the retreat. He would spend several days in Confederate captivity before being paroled back to the Union Army. In 1865, Bliss would be photographed at Fort C.F. Smith, now a captain of the regiment's Company F.
Today, Virginia's Civil War Trails has a sign commemorating the Battle of Bull Run Bridge here at the historic Connor House site in Manassas, Virginia. If you would like to learn more about the 2nd New York Heavy Artillery and their battles across the state of Virginia, join me for more online park programs as we follow in their footsteps all throughout the summer. Until next time, this was John McNair from Arlington County Department of Parks and Recreation, reminding you to stay safe, and I'll see you at the parks.